good? What's good? Yeah, I mean, shout out to everybody. We a little bit late, a day late with the recap. Life be lifing. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Anna on the panel tonight. Mrs. Knicks. Uh, just us two today. You know what I mean? Again, life be lifing. But yeah, so to start off the show, uh, good win last night. Did exactly what it's supposed to do against the Atlanta Hawks. Blew them out. What was the score? It was
115.
115 and 91. Uh, yeah, good win. Exactly what it's supposed to do. Helped us advance to the semifinals,
Quarterfinal.
quarterfinals. Oh yeah, quarterfinals. I'm still new to the whole. Michael Brown was good. I'm still new to the whole. Uh, In season tournament thing. So yeah, advancing to the quarterfinals because we blew the Hornets out. Uh, Julius Randle with the 25 point, 20 rebound, double double. Impressive, impressive. I got a rant about that later, but we just going to talk about the game. Mitchell Robinson is continue to astound. Uh, I love the fact that Julius Randle is continually trying to get him to go get a bucket, and I love to see it. If it wasn't for quickly bringing his man over and bringing a double team towards Mitchell Robinson, I'm pretty sure he got a bucket. It would have been a serious highlight. Yeah, I mean the wrap around between the reverse between the legs into the spin move. That's crazy. We talk about a 7-footer here. Darlene was good. Uh, we're talking about a 7-footer here. We're not like the behind the back wrap, the wrap around between the reverse wrap around between the legs into a spin. That's tough. And
Crazy.
if Quick did bring the double team over, I'm pretty sure Mitch would have got a bucket. But it's dope to see that his teammates is looking for him more on Purple Knicks was good. His teammates is looking for him more on the offensive end. I love to see it. With all the hustle plays that he put in, it's good to see that his teammates is trying to get him to get a bucket. And especially for somebody like Julius Randle, you know, that people claim that he's such a selfish player to give him the ball. And when he's looking to pass, he's like, nah, shoot that. You know what I mean? Like, it's dope to see. Uh, Mitchell Robinson beast on the boards. What he had like 6 blocks. Uh, 6 blocks. How many steals? I know he had some
He
steals.
had 2 steals, 6 blocks, 6 points, 10
Yeah,
rebounds.
yeah. Depoy. You feel me? I'm trying to tell y'all, Depoy. Uh, Jalen Brunson didn't really have that good of a game, and I think he just took a back seat to Julius Randle in his game versus because he didn't shoot bad from the field. Five
Hmm.
for nine, 2 for 5. He literally just took a back seat to Julius Randle in his game, and that goes to show his unselfishness. You know what I mean, and the overall temperament and unselfishness of this team. Uh, Actually seeing Quentin Grimes finally hitting some 3 pointers. It's been frustrating to watch him miss these shots. But I contribute that to for the ball movement that was happening in the beginning of the game. And we need to keep that up. Every time we give our keys to the next game, we always talking about assists as a panel as a whole. And that comes from ball movement. With that kind of ball movement, it helps get the others in rhythm, right? We know Julius, we know RJ Barrett, we know Jalen Brunson can all go and get their own buckets. But the other guys need that kind of ball movement to help them get their shots. Uh, who else? Manuel Quickly, man, is a freaking bucket. We gonna have to pay that guy. We gonna have to pay that guy.
Yep.
He's a freaking bucket, and he's taking a leap this year. Obviously, I just wish he didn't. My only criticism about his game, he holds the ball too long sometimes. It's kind of nervous. Like, yo, just get rid of the ball. If you're not going to attack, pass the rock, right? But other than that, straight bucket. I don't think Hartenstein gets enough praise for what he does because he fights, man. Like, say what you want about him, he's fighting every possession. He's out there on the court. Josh Hart finally had a decent game this season. Well, he had a couple other ones. Let me not do that to him. But his best game of the season thus far. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah, exactly. Matt, my boy Matty Smooth was good. Uh, definitely out there hustling and bustling. You know what I mean? But yeah, overall, we did what we were supposed to do. It was a point of the game. I'm gonna land the plane soon. It was a point of the game where
In the third
you
quarter.
know the huh?
In the third quarter.
Yeah. In the third quarter where they brought the game down to 1 point, and I was like, nah, not the way we was just playing in the first half. Not against this team, especially out. Nah, I was concerned, but I wasn't nervous. And lo and behold, we started to open up the floodgates and started whipping those guys. And it was dope to see Coach Tommy T, even though he said he didn't care, was letting the point differential go back up because the game was well in hand. He could have sat everybody. I mean, he's known for not doing that, but I felt like it was more intentional today. And I just noticed your shirt. I need to see the shirt because yeah. So for those who's gonna be listening on Spotify, Mrs. Nix has on a shirt and it has two logos on it. One is in the shape of the Knicks logo. New York, it says love with the basketball in the shape of the New York Knicks logo. And then the other logo on it is in the shape of the Brooklyn Nets logo and it says hate. It is the most beautiful shirt ever. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. But yeah, I'm gonna land the plane by saying great win overall. That's what we're supposed to do for teams like that. All right,
For
here
sure.
go.
I mean, I'm a piggyback on that. I mean, it was a win. I wasn't expecting anything less from this team. Like you said, in the third quarter got me a little nervous, but I'm like, come on, New York. Like, we better than this. We know this. Like, what are we doing? Um, and to go to what you were saying about Jalen taking the back seat, that speaks to the depth of this team. We
Mm-hmm.
don't need him to score 25, 30 points every game. We don't need Julius to, because any given day, anyone can give us points. And so he did what needed to be done. Thank you. What needed to be done for the team and how they play for each other. He
Mm-hmm.
saw Josh Hart eating. So he's like, let me let my dog eat. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Not let me not be selfish. You know what I mean? And that speaks volumes for this team and where we're at so early on this season. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Last year it took us a lot longer to get into this rhythm, where
Mm-hmm.
this season is like we kind of just picked up where we left off last season.
Yeah.
Um, and it's great to see Julius had an amazing game.
Facts.
Amazing. And I do want to say happy birthday to Jules because today is his 29th.
Yeah. Happy birthday to Jules, man. Facts. You
But
know
it
what I
was
mean?
good to see and, being on social media and still seeing people hate. Like, bro, 25 and 20, like, you really can't ask for any more.
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
nothing more.
He played all the effort and everything that people claim they wanted from him. You got all of that game.
Right.
Him attacking the boards the way he did on both ends of the floor. That was my one major critique over the last like couple games that I had of Julius Randle. Is like I said I need him to get back to being aggressive and attacking the boards.
Right.
I don't know. Julius might be watching us, man, because I feel like when we say something here, he go and do it the next game. You feel me? And the Julius Randle, if you watch it, shout out to you, dog. I appreciate you on a low key. You know what I mean? But
Even like his passes are more precise. Like he knows where his teammates are instead of
facts,
like just driving and then you see these passes and it's like, where the hell is that pass going?
facts.
Like they're starting to warm up to each other a lot more. And I love, like you said, him getting Mitchell Robinson more involved and quickly. Like the
Yeah,
two where last season we didn't see it so much. He's taking the initiative to be like, nah, y'all need to eat and let's go.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
But
and
and
them shots for Mitchell Robinson, they're gonna go in eventually.
absolutely.
It
This
was so funny, like watching last night because I was watching on the Hornets commentators, and they said at one point in the third quarter, like, "Oh, Mark Williams is killing Mitchell Robinson." I'm like, "Bro, are we watching the same game? Like,
no way in the
what are we
world.
watching?"
No way in the world. Like, yeah, I mean, they gotta say what they gotta say for their home team. The Hornets announcers are weird anyway. Like,
Weird.
have you ever heard them? They be yelling and of the
Yes,
smallest
like a
plays. It's
college
crazy.
game.
Yeah, it's crazy. Uh, but yeah, towards Julius passing, it be looking weird. Like, but he like in a weird sense, he knows what he's doing, and the fact that he jumps in the air and know how to look where everybody's at before he reached the ground and passed the ball, like at first I'd be like, yo, he just out there wilding sometimes. But he really do know where people supposed to be. In years past, when we see him get mad at people, it kind of makes sense now. Like,
Right.
okay, you
This
want
wasn't the
you
play, right?
yeah, you wasn't supposed to. You was supposed to be there. Like,
Right.
you feel me? But nah, it's definitely great to see. Uh, I I gotta. Yeah, I'm gonna start it. It's time. It's time to start with the rants already. Right? Time to start with the rants already. Here, incoming rant. So again, Julius gave us 25, 20, and 5 assists,
Two steals.
2 steals. Amazing effort. And you guys still sit there behind your keyboards and your phones and complaining, right? Oh, he need to do that against a contender. If he played bad last night, y'all have been talking shit. So you could at least give the man credit for playing well and giving the effort you cried about for so long. Oh, he's not giving effort. Bro, y'all, what do y'all don't even know what y'all want anymore. It's more like y'all just talking bad to talk bad. I understand Julius may not be the greatest player in the world, but like I've said on several occasions, he he is the best Nick that you've seen since Carmelo Anthony, son. Jalen Brunson is probably going to overpass that because we all seen how Jalen Brunson play. He's probably going to take that mantle, but Julius Randle is a prime reason, one of the main reasons you got to see playoff basketball 2 out of 3 of the last 3 years. You can't deny that. You can't deny that. Then you got some fools. Oh, he need to be more consistent. To average 25, 10, and 5, you have to be pretty damn consistent. You don't make an all NBA team and an all-star team without being consistent. The best players have bad games. The best players. Somebody might say, "Oh, he was inconsistent this season. He's coming back from injury." And since the bad start, he's been pretty consistent.
Very.
He had 2 bad games in between. I give you that. But for the most part, it's been very consistent. You guys got to relax, man. Root for your team, bro. There's been players on the Knicks that I didn't like, but guess what? I rooted for them. Why? Because they had New York on the front of their jersey. New York, that's what we rooting for, right? The Knicks, right? He's a Knick, bro. Whether you like it or not, he's a Knick. And he's helping the Knicks win games. And that's the end of the rant. That one. Because I got some more. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's a fact. If I could give him props, everybody could give him props. Like, period.
Mrs. Knicks is blocked by Julius Randle.
I mean, we don't win yesterday if he didn't have that game. Period.
Yeah, yeah, this is facts. This is facts. It's good stuff. But I will say this on another note. I wasn't too hype about the in-season tournament, but now I kind of want to win.
Yeah, because it still doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah,
But I like the fact that the guys are into it.
yeah,
I didn't hear it because of course I was watching, like I said, from Charlotte's commentators. But when I watched the post game or the interview that Julius had at the end of the game, and they mentioned that RJ was mic'd up and told Julius they were talking and saying we need to run these points up.
yeah.
That's
Fact.
cool. They taking it real competitive. Now I mean
Uh,
we play the
yeah, they
Bucks,
was
it's
looking
gonna
at the
be
score because the Celtics was washing up
yeah,
the Heat.
the
Was it the Heat?
the Bulls.
The Bulls, yeah. And they were looking at the score like, yo, we could still make it. And Juice was like, yeah, we gonna have to run it up. And that's exactly what they did. Yeah, I think it's more of my competitive nature and
Yeah,
me just wanting to win stuff, no matter what it is, that's making me like, yeah, I want to win.
yeah,
Somebody got to win it.
for
Why
sure.
not us?
For
You
sure.
feel me?
And I feel like this is only year one. Somehow the NBA, I think, is gonna grow into something with seeding at the end, for the
Yeah,
playoff. It's some because it has to grow. And I mean, I feel like the only thing that I really don't like about it so far is that the teams that make it, well, even the teams that don't make it, they still have to play the other teams that don't make it in December, which isn't on the schedule, but it kind of like tightens the schedule come December time where you're playing
yeah.
those games that are not on the schedule.
I mean, but it's still a part of the 82. You feel me? So like in all those games is happening on the 4th or the 6th.
I'll never know how crazy a nigga is. Always keep a sharp knife or some
Well,
shit.
what is that? What is that? Always keep a sharp knife. You didn't hear
They,
that?
yep.
What was that?
I don't know. You just went mute.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Like, I just heard something completely different in my headphones. I don't know what,
Oh,
whatever. But that, but yeah, yeah. So it's pretty much the same. Like everybody's gonna play 82 games. It's just they had to figure out who's gonna be in the tournament, who's not. It's some things that need to be ironed out still, but I don't think it jumbles up the schedule because everybody knows they're gonna be playing on the 4th and the 6th. They just don't know who.
yeah. I was reading something yesterday, and I didn't read it thoroughly, but it said like if we made it past the second round of it, then it'll hit us like the day before we have to hit the West Coast trip. Like that game
Yeah,
will be so it kind of just tightened up the schedule. I mean, it is what it is. Um, but I do like how competitive the season has been so far early on. And I think that was the point of the in season tournament.
yeah.
Not like it just be like, okay, up until All Star game and then everybody turn up.
So, so Darlene, the reason why this time I'm not mad at Tibbs. The reason why he played them so many minutes in a blowout is so that the Knicks could is the point differential. We needed the point differential to make it into the quarterfinals of the in-season tournament. So that's exactly why
Yep.
they had it. Like it was necessary because if we
Yeah.
didn't get the right amount of points, we didn't wouldn't have made it for the quarterfinals. And another thing I didn't know is that everybody give 500K. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Right.
That's a lot of money. And I haven't heard anybody else say it, but I heard you know, guys on the Knicks said that they want to win for the guys at the end of the bench, which is dope
Yeah.
because some of these guys at the end of the benches make that's their yearly salary pretty much.
Right.
Like the guys on two-way contracts and stuff like that, the guys who on 10 days and stuff like that, whoever, yeah, that's their yearly salary. So, or
Right.
half of it
Or
at
less.
least, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's dope to hear that they quote playing for each other. That's been the mantra of the team, you know what I mean? And that's dope. RJ Barrett said, yo, if I told you you could go to Vegas and possibly win $500,000, want to do that? That's facts. That sounds
Right.
like a good time to me. You feel me? Nah, but yeah, in-season tournament, wasn't a fan initially. It's kind of growing on me. I want to win it because I want to win everything.
Facts.
You know, if we win, we're gonna get jokes, right?
Of course. Of
The
course.
only championship that you wait for it. Only championship the Knicks gonna win. Yeah. So what? We the first ones. You
Facts.
feel me? Forever and always, we gonna be the first ones. But we
Right.
gonna get hated on if we win. You know what I mean? Uh, we played the Bucks first
Yep.
in season tournament. I ain't scared of them. They've been looking crazy lately. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, I
Bucks been
caught
looking.
the end of their game yesterday. I started watching it to see to see the score because if they would have lost, we wouldn't have been a wild card, I believe.
Hmm.
And the game was really close to like the last few minutes last night, and then the refs got involved a little bit, and then it got out of control.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
you know,
I'm not scared of them either, especially if we do what we need to do.
facts. Move the. We
All
gonna
we
talk about it.
we say it all the
Oh,
time. Just play Knicks basketball.
yeah, and move the basketball. You feel me? Move the basketball. Take care of the basketball. You know how that go.
Yep.
Uh, what you call it? I gotta. So we gonna talk about the Josh Hart situation. Uh, is this a rant? Yeah, this is a rant. Yeah, this is a rant. This is a rant. So for whatever reason, we, Josh Hart said pretty much he didn't feel the love, or I didn't see where the direct quote came from, or who was the reporter he was talking to, but he was quoted saying these things. He didn't feel the love. Uh, he was struggling with playing a new role, playing power forward, and all this stuff like that. Whatever. I'm paraphrasing. Don't really care to say verbatim, but y'all saw it already. If you're a Knicks fan, you saw it already. But my problem is this: the media for years have been trying to draw a divide and wedge between this team. Is it whether it be Julius Randle and RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, you know what I mean, or whoever on this team, they always try to create a divide, and this is the same kind of device. And it's the part that pisses me off is Knicks fans be feeding into it. So willing to say, oh, this team doesn't work. Look, they hate each other and things of that nature. No matter how many times these guys show you and tell you that that's not the case. But for some strange reason, Knicks fans want to get on Twitter and Facebook and run with these nasty narratives that is some kind of malcontent between the players and the organization, or the players with each other, or the organization amongst each other. Y'all fiend for it. That's oh, Knicks 100 said that's an ill shirt. I just peeped it.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, but for whatever reason, y'all gotta stop feeding into the bullshit. You got to. If you're in the building, press like for your boy. That's a fact. Um, you gotta stop feeding into bullshit. And shout out to Josh Hart for 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 saying coming back and saying I'm not a disgruntled player. Tweet that shit. Facts.
I was like, retweet.
Yeah, facts. Facts. Stop with the cap. Stop trying to draw a divide between these players, the team, and the organization. This is why they don't talk to the media in the first place. This is what, because look what y'all do. with the words that are being used. Y'all try to twist it and make it into something nasty and disgusting, and y'all gotta cut it out, man. You gotta cut it out. We have a whole bunch of high quality guys that seems to really like each other and really like playing basketball with each other. Y'all gotta relax. Remember, they tried to do the same thing with Mitchell Robinson when he
Yeah.
was like, "Yo, I just want to hoop," and tried to make it seem like he was upset with his role at the team with the team. But yet still, he re-signed with that very same team after those statements were made. Y'all gotta relax. The people that y'all look to as authorities and people who are quote unquote insiders of the New York Knicks are not. They know nothing about the team. They know nothing about the organization, and they show you on a timely basis every time, every year. They are wrong. They're almost never right, but yet still, you guys sit there, read their articles, listen to their little videos, and take their word as gold when they don't have no access to what's going on in the organization. And they try to make the team that you look bad. End the rent. End the rent. I
Yeah.
hate
I,
I
I
hate
mean,
it. Nasty work.
it's so annoying. Like I was so happy that he clapped back yesterday, and I'm like retweet. And then, I went to sleep because I wasn't feeling too good last night, and I woke up
Mhm.
this morning and I still was mad because I'm like, why do fans? We know the media. The media is always gonna make up this bullshit.
Facts.
But why do fans feed into it? If he
Every
didn't
time.
want to be a Knick, he wouldn't have signed. He could have easily left. So
Hmm.
I tweeted something this morning, and basically it was like we got your back, Josh. Like we know what it is. Us real Knicks fans know what it is, and like Knicks fans need to stop because someone responds and is like, he only stayed with us because of the big paycheck, and I'm like, bro, there are plenty other players. First of all, there's so much that Josh does for this team that stats don't even cover. First of all.
Facts.
Second of all, there's so many other players in the league making way more than Josh that
Hmm.
don't give their team half of what he gives us.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Sorry to cut you off, but let me interject 1 second. Josh Hart took a pay cut to stay with us. FYI. You know what I mean? FYI. Just to
So,
let y'all know.
this other dude tweets me Josh Hart's stats, right? Like 7 points he's averaging this season, whatever. So I hit him with some stats from another player on another team. So I hit him with Jaden McDaniels, right?
Yeah,
From the Timberwolves. He averages 9 point something this season, making $22 million.
it's crazy. Yeah.
So the dude's response is like, well, he's young and he has a whole lot ahead of him. And I know you're not comparing him to Josh Hart, who's a journeyman. So really what you're telling me is the only problem is that he's a Nick.
Yeah. Yep. You know, what's crazy is they love you got people who don't really understand basketball, but like the watch the box score. You know what I mean? Like the box score doesn't tell the whole game.
At
Uh, there's
all.
there's a reason. Teams need people like Josh Hart, especially when you got championship aspiration. You need dirty work guys. This is the reason why PJ Tucker stay on the team and don't never score the basketball. This is why championship contending teams go out and get PJ Tucker, even though he don't score the basketball. He doesn't rebound particularly well neither, but he does all the other dirty stuff that nobody else wants to do. You know what I mean? And that brings values to team, and that's what Josh Hart is. But the only difference between Josh Hart and PJ Tucker is Josh Hart can score a little bit. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like he can score a little bit. And and I do agree a little bit with Josh Hart on the whole playing for situation. It give me Alec Burke vibes, but it is what it is, right? I'm not going. I'm not going to cry over it. You know why I'm not going to cry over it?
Because it's
My
working.
exactly. I'm not going to argue with results. I'm not going to argue with results. We are 10-7 right
Uh-huh.
now. We were not this good last year to start the season, though. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to argue with results. But yeah, people just got to stop being negative about this team. If you like
Fact.
this team, there's no like some of the stuff that they're being negative about is like it don't even call for you to be negative about. It's not even that big of an issue.
Right.
Excuse me, it's not even that big of an issue. But because they and I know what it is too. You know what I mean? I know what it is too. Negative comments about the Knicks
Get
makes everybody's clicks go up. Everybody's, not just the big networks. You got the people on Twitter and stuff like that. The small content creators or people who are not content creators at all. Negative comments, people start clicking, whether they agree or disagree. They love because the negative people love to see somebody that agree with the stupid shit that they say, and then the positive people, quote unquote positive people, want to debate the fact that you tripping. You know what I mean? And so that's what people do. They can't help it. We went in by 20. Somebody's on Facebook or Twitter complaining about uh IQ not passing the ball to fucking Dante DiVincenzo in the corner. Like we up 20. That and you acting like it's the end of the world. You
Yeah,
feel
it's
me? And
so annoying. It's so annoying. And it's like, don't think that players that may be thinking about coming to New York are not watching us as fans. They already know how passionate we are about the team. They know that. They know that the love that we give our team. But to think like, okay, I'm gonna come to New York, already have to deal with that stupid ass media, and then
right.
have to deal with some dumbass fans. Nobody want to deal with it. It's too much. When I could just sit here in Dallas and just be chilling.
Don't have to worry about none of that. And I mean, and that's another reason why, myself as well as my guy Kev, we be fighting so hard for Julius Randle because he wanted to be here.
Right.
Like he wanted to be here. Took
Right.
less money to stay here so we can go and get the likes of a Jalen Brunson. You know what I
Fact.
mean? So when the time come, we could give RJ Barrett some chicken and Mitchell Robinson some chicken and help continue to build this team, you know? And that's why I'm like, yo, y'all talking crazy. There's other guys where they came and took all that money and we be fighting for crumbs and scraps to
Right.
try to build a team around them. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? So speaking speaking of Jalen Brunson, uh, you know, another topic I want to talk about tonight is we got to stop saying that Jalen Brunson is just playing great and start realizing that he's a great player. Uh,
Fact.
you got to start putting his name as a star in the NBA. Maybe not a superstar yet, but he's definitely playing at a star level. Not just all star, a star level. Like marquee name, he should be a household, like working towards being a household name because you don't do the things. There's a freaking gnat and it's making me annoyed.
Mhm.
You don't do the things that Jalen Brunson do on a night to night basis and not be considered the upper echelon of the NBA. And it's not just in the regular season, because granted, we got bumped in the second round, but it was no fault of Jalen Brunson.
Facts.
Closeout game, what he had like 46,
Facts.
wilding out, and it wasn't. And that playoff wasn't last year's playoff wasn't in admiration. The year before, he had a really good playoff series when Luka was hurt. He
Yep.
put the Dallas Mavericks on their back, bumped Donovan Mitchell for the first time in the playoffs when Donovan Mitchell was on the Jazz. Got it, packed him up out of there. I think he was averaging like 36 points in that series or some
Yep.
wild shit like that. Uh, the guy's really good at basketball.
Facts.
And what makes him what I say why he's great at basketball is when it comes down to fourth quarter time and crunch time,
He's that
don't
guy.
care don't and he could be even having a bad game. And when it comes down to crunch time, give the ball to JB and let him cook. Even in that game with the uh the Suns, and he took the turnaround shot.
Hmm.
You know how hard of how far he was to do a turnaround jump shot from 3 point and almost made that.
Right.
It was an in and out basket
Right.
on a turnaround 3 point shot that was contested.
Hmm.
That's clutch stuff right there. And the basket he made up until that point, clutch baskets. Uh, clutch clutch Gene is on 100 with this guy. He's tough as nails. He's shown to be a great leader. Uh, the way that he speaks about his teammates, the way he carries himself on the court. Jalen Brunson is a great player. We can no longer just chalk it up as, oh, he's having a great stretch of games. No, he's great.
Facts. I think one thing that sticks out for me is no matter if he's at fault for the loss or not, he holds full accountability for the entire team. And that's what a leader does. That's what the point guard is supposed to do, because technically they are generally the leaders of the team. They have the ball the majority of the time. And that's something you can't teach. You can't teach that leadership. You know what I mean? That's a
Yeah,
natural, that comes very natural for him. And I agree. A lot of people maybe don't want to acknowledge or didn't watch that playoffs when he was in Dallas, where that showed us everything we needed to know about what we was about to get. Because
facts.
of course, during the regular season and you behind Luca, you not gonna be able to show your true. You know what I mean? But the minute Luca was out, it was like Dallas
Yeah.
wasn't missing him. And until today, I live in Dallas. Until today, they trying to find a replacement for that boy. You know what I'm saying? Like so
Yeah,
many fans were so upset that Dallas couldn't find a way to keep him.
yeah, I think,
And it's just, I mean, I don't. He's a great player. He's gonna be a
yeah,
a superstar in this league, regardless.
yeah.
He may not be a big name, and that's fine. But you gotta put respect on it. I know when I went to a game in New Orleans this season, we're walking to the arena, and there's like this family on the side of us as we're walking. And I hear the dad like, I don't even know who's on the Knicks. And when I tell you this little boy, he had to be like 6 or 7. Jalen Brunson, Jalen Brunson. Like he just kept repeating it, and I look at my boyfriend. I'm like, "You hear this little boy? He
Yeah,
don't know nobody else on the Knicks, but he know Jalen Brunson."
yeah, absolutely. Shout out to my guy JJ Jackson in the building. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah, you I mean, I don't know how many times he got to show people that he's really that guy. You
Right.
feel me? I don't know how many times. Uh, all the negative comments about him when we first signed him. Uh, how people we're overpaying him. He's too short to lead a team and all that stuff. Yo, listen,
He
we
did his thing.
underpaid him. We literally got away with highway robbery. You know what I mean?
Fact.
Got away with highway robbery, and it doesn't matter who they put on him to defend him. They getting buckets.
Fact. Facts.
Tall guy, short guy, strong guy, weak guy. They're getting buckets.
Fact.
They're getting
Fact.
buckets. You got to put some respect on Jalen Brunson game because, like I said, he's tough, man. He's tough, tough shot maker. The way he's shooting the ball from three this season is absolutely phenomenal. And I was saying that last year. I was like, yo, Jalen Brunson only take about like three pointers a game most games, like, but he's making most of them. I was like, yo, son got to take more 3 pointers. Like, if you shooting, I think he shot almost 40% last year from 3 point range.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm like, oh, he got to make more of those. He got to take more of those. He got to take more of those. And I'm glad to see he is because I think right now he's like fourth, sixth in the league in 3 point percentage or some wild shit like that. Um, and he's over like I think he's like at 45% or some wild shit like that. It, it's crazy. It's crazy. And he's averaging 24 points a game. and he started off the first 6 games bad. He had a
Right.
bad first 6 games, and
Right.
he's already at 24 points a game.
Right.
He's going to be an all-star. Put some respect on his name. Stop putting that caveat that he's having a great stretch and realize that we're watching a great player.
Right.
Uh, best point guard in 20 years. I could probably can even say before that now. Like,
Right.
I
I
don't
mean, I
know.
think the issue is a lot of Knicks fans just want big names. They just want already made all star player names instead of saying, let's develop our players into all stars because we have them on our team. No ifs,
Fact,
and buts, or maybes. They may not be household names where, everyone is like, oh my God, Jalen Brunson. But he's up there with the best of them. And there's no denying that. The same thing goes for Randall. RJ's running up right there, quickly going to be there too. You know
fact,
what I'm saying? Like everyone, we need one more player. We need an all-star. We need a star player. We have them. They may not be at that level right this season or last season, but maybe next season or maybe the season after that. But they're gonna get there. We gotta give them time. This team is still very young.
facts, facts. This team is definitely relatively still young. Uh, I think as far as people who's actually getting burned on the team, Julius Randle's the oldest person, and he just turned 29 today.
Right.
Uh,
I was reading an article earlier where they were saying Isaiah Hartenstein is the best backup point guard in the league, hands
yeah,
down. Period. He could be starting for many NBA teams, but
yeah.
because he's not a Joel Embiid, because he's not a big name, he don't get the respect that other people get. But he does what he needs to do for the team the same way Josh Hart does.
Yeah, this is facts. Josh Hart is fire. Hartenstein, like I said, he doesn't get the praise that he deserves for the things that he do for this team. Um, and as far as Nick, I remember it was a lot of Nick fans that were screaming for Zach LaVine, screaming for him, screaming
Not
for him.
I, not I.
And look, he's on the Bulls against paired up with another All Star, and that team is ass. You know why? Because Zach Levine is not a winner. He's everything that y'all claim Julius Randle is, a stat pattern. That's what he is. He's a stat pattern. They be like, oh, I've seen so many people say Julius Randle get empty stats. And I'm like, how? How is wiling people up in the first quarter empty stats? It's the beginning of the game. All these points matter.
Right. Right. Exactly.
So how are you a stat pad if you doing most of your damage in the first quarter? Uh, they said Julius Randle's not a closer. I kind of agree with that a little bit. He has his moments. That's why you get a Jalen Brunson, somebody that you can give the ball to in the fourth quarter and go, hey, bring this game home. You feel me? But Zach LaVine is what everybody claims Julius Randle is. Stat pattern. Son plays zero defense. Uh, he's injury prone, but he's been playing this season. But yeah, and he's hella expensive.
Right. And you
Man,
have to always think when you create these teams, how they're going to mesh with the rest of the team. It doesn't always work, right?
facts,
We've seen it with Stat and Mello, where I feel like it could have worked, but it didn't. Sometimes it doesn't work. You look at the Bulls, it's not working. Look at the Lakers, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for every team. So why mess up what we have going? We're definitely on the right trajectory. Why mess that up for a big name? I'm good on big names. I come from 90s basketball. We ain't really have big names. These
facts,
players created themselves on our team.
these facts. Yo, you know the Clippers is a good
Example of
benchmark.
that.
Like all them names,
Yes.
and and that team is garbage. You know what I
Right.
mean? But what you gonna call it? Yeah. So I agree. Like you know, you stay pat. Like if you get somebody, off season, that's fine. But you stay pat, you build that way because once you start trading, you don't do addition by subtraction. Like that don't work too much in the NBA, right? Like it's very rare that you make a trade for a superstar and that yields you a championship, unless you get away with like a player for player swap and like Kawhi for DeRozan. Like that makes
Right.
sense because essentially it was a player for player swap and they won the championship. Same exact team, just two different players.
Right.
They won a championship, right? But that's rare. Like you almost never
Right.
see that. So
Especially with our team, because every one of our big name players that everyone will want took contracts for less money. So it's
yeah,
gonna be 1 for 2 or 1 for 3 or one
yeah,
for two and picks and
yeah. So yeah, like I don't like the idea. And trade is just for Knicks fans, it's just such a trigger word, man. They love it. They
right.
love the word trade. Every day is some proposed trade. Everybody messing with the trade machine. Oh my God, it's nasty work, bro. They want to trade everybody on the team. You
Right.
got people who want to get rid of trade RJ. You got people who want to trade Julius. You got people who want to trade quickly. You got people who want to trade every. Yeah, people want to trade Hart. Is everybody? They want to trade everybody. Like it's nasty work. It's nasty work to see that y'all not even willing to enjoy this team as for what it is. Like this is a solid basketball team. I forgot son name too. Some reporter. I'm about to cook his goose right now. Two pause. He he was like, oh, the Knicks is a. I forgot son name. I can't remember his name, but he was on ESPN and he's like, oh, the Knicks is an ultimate try hard team. Uh, they have to they have to rebound well or and play with energy to win. That's the only way they could win games. And Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle is not enough, and yada 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 yada. Right? They're not good enough. That's pretty much what he's saying. They're not good enough. Yada yada yada. Right? First of all, foremost, I said this on Twitter. Rebounding well and playing with energy is how you win basketball games. I don't care who you have on your team. If you don't rebound well and you don't play with energy, you're going to lose basketball games. You can have superstars on your team. You're going to lose basketball games if you don't rebound well and you don't play with energy. Right? There's three stats that if you dominate most of these stats, you're going to win basketball games. That's rebounds, that's assists, and that's turnovers. You feel me? Those that's how you win that's how basketball works.
Right.
That's not exclusive to the Knicks. That just don't make first of all, that argument didn't make sense, right?
It was
And
Tim Bontemps.
yeah, fuck that guy. He that was stupid. That was stupid. That's how you win basketball games. I don't care the Boston Celtics, as much talent that they want to say they are and they're contenders and shit like that. They don't rebound well. They don't play with energy. They're going to lose basketball games. That's how.
Facts.
That's just how basketball works. And as far as we already had a whole speech about Jalen Brunson, put some respect on son name. Yeah, granted the Knicks are not a championship team a championship contending team this year, right? We may not win the championship this year, but you said it. We are a young team. There's no reason for us to blow up the team or sell the farm for a superstar because we still have years to go. Our talent is still young. It's not like we looking like the Lakers or the Clippers where we got a whole bunch of old players. If it don't work this year, then we got to figure something out. No, you can still stay the course.
Right.
You know what I mean? That annoyed me reading that, like listening to that interview. Like this, son sounds stupid. Like they're the ultimate try hard team. Like, bro, you made it to the second round of the in the playoffs last year.
Right.
Like What are you talking about? We were a 2 point field goal away from going to game 7.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about here, bro? Like, but yeah, don't who? So I saw somebody mention Stephen A. Oh, listen, Maddie Smooth. My bad, Anna, but Maddie Smooth. Y'all don't understand how much I like. I don't dislike Stephen A. Smith as
I
like
dislike him.
a, a reporter, and I dislike him as a quote unquote Knicks fan. I think he's horrible, and I'm gonna tell you why. Right when you decided that you was going to boycott Madison Square Garden, you quit it on the Knicks. You quit on us. You went to the Barclays after you boycotted to ride KD and Kyrie's job. That's what you decided to do with yourself as no self-respecting Knicks fan. Even if they mad at their team, is going to go in the Barclays Center right after they say I'm boycotting you sucker. You sucker. So you quit on the team, right? And then now that things are starting to look better, you decided you want to come back to the Garden when we start winning and stuff, right? And then when things look bleak and we down by 21 points, you quit on us again and leave. Stay out the Garden. Stephen
Facts.
A. Smith, stop calling yourself a Knicks fan. Stop getting on national TV and the blue skies, baby. The blue skies. No, no. You know why? Because these colors don't run and we don't run like you do. You be running. And then for you to sit there and you call Leon Rose out his name so many times, called him a coward, a scaredy cat, all these things on national TV because he don't want to sit there and answer questions that he's already answered when he first got here. Oh, look, what you going to do about this? What you going to do
Right.
are you going to go for a superstar? He's already told you the blueprint from when he got here. And if you've been paying attention, he's been following the blueprint since he got here. We're going to make ourselves available to be aggressive in trade talks when superstars come about. Is this not true? Is this not what they did when Donovan Mitchell they made themselves available to be aggressive? That don't mean they're going to shoot themselves in the foot just to be like, we got Donovan Mitchell. No,
Right.
no. So again, smart free agent signings. What you think Jalen Brunson was? What you think Dante DiVincenzo is? Those are smart free agent signings. Yo, the, we are this year 4, year 4, and he said 4 to 5 years. It's kind of on the clock now to keep up with his own schedule. But considering that we went to the Eastern Conference semifinals, we not that far off from what he was
Facts.
saying. You know what I mean? So yeah, first of all, I think Stephen A. Smith need to give Leon Rose an apology because I remember when we got Jalen Brunson. Oh, Jalen Brunson, this verbatim. Jalen Brunson, he's all right. He's not Donovan Mitchell. And then Donovan Mitchell get packed up by that guy again.
Packed up.
I remember he was talking that they going to sit at the Dallas game for Jalen Brunson like he's some big superstar. They treated him like a superstar. Again, Stephen A., stay out of the Garden. Apologize to Leon Rose in this front office because you were wrong, just like everybody else was wrong about Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks. I remember you throwing Julius Randle jersey on the floor. I remember that.
Facts.
I remember that. I remember that. And that guy was a major reason why we went to the playoffs the 2 of the last 3 years. Like, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Never got an apology for that. Then you know what? I'm gonna leave Stephen A. alone. Keep that guy out the garden, man. All right.
Yeah,
Uh,
he don't represent us real Knicks fans.
nasty work. I think he blocked me on Twitter. I'm not sure. I haven't because I think I didn't. I wasn't following him. Now I don't know if he blocked me because I was never following him. But yeah, nasty work that guy. All right, so we about to get out of here soon. So we played Detroit tomorrow. Uh, I've been doing a lot of talking, so if you want to give your take on what tomorrow's gonna look like for us.
Really? Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, we better go out and just handle business the way we supposed to. I mean, Detroit is what, 2-16? Like, there's no way we lose tomorrow. Absolutely no way.
Are we home?
um, let me see. Oh shoot. Tomorrow we are, let's see.
Yeah, we home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no way. There,
Yeah. We are, I believe, 0-7 or 0-8 against teams under 500. Uh, so that gives me faith that we're gonna do what we supposed to do. Um, but again, can't sleep on nobody. I think Detroit they did beat a good team. I'm not sure if it was the Bucks. I think it was the Bucks that they beat. I think they got a good win against one of the. That's why I'm not scared of the Bucks because they let the Pistons beat them.
let me see.
Right? I think it was the Bucks if I'm not mistaken. I'm checking right now myself.
No, the
Yeah,
Bucks beat
now they
them.
beat the Bucks. They got a quality win against somebody. I just can't remember who. But they beat the Bulls. That's okay. That's not quality.
They beat. Yeah, I was about to say they beat the Bulls.
But they got it. I remember they beat somebody. I can't remember. I can't remember. But whatever. Yeah. But yeah, we not gonna lose these guys.
No, hell
We're
no.
not gonna lose these guys again. Tough defense is what need to be played. Uh, they got 2 wins. So where's the second win?
I only
Oh,
saw
they
that
beat the
one.
Hornets. They beat the Bulls and the Hornets.
Well, so
Yeah,
they.
I mean, they ain't beat nobody. But yeah, we. I mean, we can't go in there sleeping. Obviously,
Fact.
right? Uh, just go in there, handle business, and what I want is to win early, put the game to bed early, so we could get our rest on.
Facts.
Right? That's what I want. I want my team to get up, be able to get our rest on, and not, play games. That's not what I want to do. I don't want this to be close. I don't need no heart palpitations. None of that. Right? I don't
Fact.
even really. I know they got K. I don't even really know who they got on Detroit. Really,
Really,
I know they got
I'm
Cade
interested in.
Cunningham, and then that's it.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing the twin. Because he like right behind Mitchell Robinson in offensive rebounds. I want to see what he's about live in person.
What twin?
Uh, the Thompson twin.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but I ain't really not worried about nothing. I mean, I think we just need to defend the 3-point line. Because that's just been our downfall all
So,
season for the most part.
oh, and another reason why we gotta pack them up early because we play back to back.
Of course.
We play the Pistons, then we play the Raptors the next day. We got to fly to Toronto after the game. So yeah, let's pack them up. third quarter, I want this game to be over. I want fourth quarter. Deuce McBride should be playing all the fourth quarter.
With
Jericho,
Evan.
yeah, Jericho Sims. They need to be maybe not all. I'm hyping it, but they need to be playing half of the fourth quarter. Deuce McBride, Evan Fournier, Jeffries, Jericho Sims.
I thought the Knicks got rid of him. I think they
Nah,
sent him.
nah. He
Yeah, they
played.
sent him to the G League and they signed somebody else for a 10-day.
No, yeah, no, they could do that, but when they send people for the G League, that's only for a day, and then they call them back up. That's just for them to go get some burn.
Hmm.
Like, cause they sent Deuce to the G League too.
Maybe I read it wrong. But Jeffries played today in the G League. I
Yeah,
think he had like 37 points today.
that's crazy. Yeah, but yeah, that's what they do. They send them to the G League. They call them back up. They send
I
them to
thought
the
they
G League.
said they dropped him and signed someone else. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, well, yeah. So yeah, I need to pack them up. Have those guys getting burned, and have the main guys resting. You feel me? That's what
Fact.
needs to happen because we have a back to back. We got to take care of business early. Get them out of there early. Uh, because I don't want to lose to Toronto neither. I hate Toronto Raptors too. I Mostly because I don't like Scotty Barnes after what he did to my
I
boy.
can't stand him. He's too
Yeah,
cocky.
yeah. After what he did to my boy Quentin Grimes, I don't like that. You know what I mean? So pack him up early. You know what I mean? All of them. But yeah, I ain't got no real major analyst to give to you guys about the game because I don't really know who's on their team. I don't really care. They don't really care, to be perfectly honest. That sounds bad, but those guys are poop. They're
Yeah.
poop. They're poop. And we're gonna handle business. Jalen Brunson got a nice rest against the Hornets. He didn't have to overexert himself. You know what I mean? Now we'll come and pack them up. Nice to see Juicy get back in his first quarter rhythm and pack these people up.
Fact.
I did find out that while I was looking at the schedule, that they did figure out when the Knicks is going to play the in tournament game. It's Tuesday, December 5th at in Milwaukee.
Hmm.
Yeah, so next week that's going to be crazy. That's gonna be crazy. I want to beat the Bucks too. They beat us this season. I want to beat the Bucks too. I want to beat everybody. To be perfectly honest, right?
Everybody.
Everybody. But I understand it's not realistic. But that's why I was sad about what happened with the Suns. But I wasn't super bummed because we won the game we were supposed to win
Right.
against the Heat. I needed that game.
Right.
Like
Facts.
I'll take that loss against the Suns. If you told me, all right, going into it, yo, you only could win one game. Is it the Heat game or is the Sun game? I'll take the Heat game every time. Nine
Right.
times out of 10. I wouldn't have I wouldn't have wanted to lose in a buzzer beater, but
I mean, it happens. It wasn't a contested shot. I mean, we did what we could do. We could have pulled up a little more, but they probably would have called a foul on us, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
So, I mean, shit happens in games like that. It's nothing, but I agree with you. I'd rather take the Heat down every single time.
Every single time. You know what I mean? So we we we, we are looking good. We're in fifth, even though it's still early, fifth seed, 10 out of 7. Not mad. Not mad at all. Uh, because some of those games we should have won and we could have won, right? And I think as the season go, we're gonna get more consistent wins. Uh, I know we got a rough schedule to begin the season, so I would believe, you know, the rigorous traveling and back to backs would kind of like dissipate the further we get into the season, and that I think would benefit us, and we gonna do good. And one more thing too about this team that people don't talk about enough: everybody plays. Everybody plays.
Right.
They play a lot of games. It's not one of those teams where guys are fucking resting. Like if somebody not playing, it's because they hurt for real.
Right.
Like, and I'm gonna leave it there. Shout out to everybody that pulled up. Appreciate y'all. I know we got a game tomorrow. I will not be live. I will be at work. I'll see if I can get Kev to pull up, but can't make no promises. But yeah, we don't play on the weekend, which is crazy. I'm actually off this weekend, and I don't think we play.
Let's see. We play
Let's go.
tomorrow, Friday. Nope. Because then the next one is the 5th, Tuesday. Nope.
That's crazy. I'm gonna have a whole weekend with no Knicks basketball. It's wild, bro. It's wild. That's disrespectful. I gotta find something to do with myself now. All right. Shout out to y'all. I holla.